Today, I want to talk to you all about a little game that I played back in December that captivated me. Citizen Sleeper is a sci-fi indie RPG created by Jump Over the Age and published by Fellow Traveler, set in a futuristic, dystopian, interstellar society. It's a narrative-driven single-player game with a really interesting dice mechanic. We play as a sleeper, an emulation of a human consciousness, uploaded into an artificial body known as a frame. You're essentially a copy of yourself, sold to a corporation known as SNARP, and forced to perform manual labor in indentured servitude. In the words of the game, you are not a person. You are property. But you're also an escapee, stowing yourself away in a container on a freight vessel, and eventually, you end up in a totally new place. Past this point, I'm going to be getting into some major spoilers, so proceed at your own discretion. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this video. We wake up on a ruined space station known as Erlin's Eye, home to thousands of people who, just like you, are simply trying to survive. Unlike you, none of them are sleepers. Well, with one exception, but we'll get to that later. The game forces you to rely on not just yourself and your resourcefulness, but also on the relationships you build on the Eye. Whether with the elderly man who pulls you from your doomed container, or the mysterious doctor who hesitantly offers to help. Each and every one plays a major role in your place on the Eye, and the choices you make affect more than just your own fate, but the fate of those around you. After being pulled from the container, we're introduced to Dragos, a pragmatic and private salvager. He very quickly admits that his reasoning for rescuing us is purely selfish, stating that he's in need of some extra help in his salvage yard, and he expects us to be the one to do it. At the same time, we must also find a doctor, since our frame is in such bad condition. Something I love about the game is the way that it does exploration. It's completely different from how I'm used to exploring a game's map. Each area has its own main hub, where you're required to spend dice exploring. This can, and often does, come with risks. If you use a dice with a low positive probability, you could get mugged, go hungry, or even get injured. So it's very easy to not discover anything and be forced to end the day. That's kind of what I like about it. Instead of just wandering around until you find an NPC to guide you, or following a very strict linear storyline, Citizen Sleeper combines the two, giving you both the freedom to explore at your own pace, while also gently nudging you towards new areas, introducing you to new characters, and eventually unlocking their quest lines. And there are many diverse characters we meet throughout the course of the game, all with their own unique backstories and ambitions. My personal favorites were Aki, Lemon Mina, Emphis, and Tala. I love the sense of routineness that you get out of performing daily actions on the Eye, whether it's stopping for a bite to eat at Emphis' stall or babysitting Mina while Lem is at work. All of these really make you feel like you're a part of the station's community, that the Eye is a place that you can really, truly build yourself a new home. The relationships you build with each of the characters are unique and can either help them achieve their goals or hinder them, depending on your choices. Some of their goals are really simple, like foraging mushrooms for Emphis so he can try out a new recipe. Others are extremely complex and take a really long time, like Fang trying to expose and take down a corrupt member of the Havenage. And others are not exactly what you expect them to be. I spent a good portion of the early game helping Ankita, an abandoned mercenary, fixing up their ship, the Ambergris. And her story led me to probably the only scene in the game that left me speechless. We meet the down-and-out mercenary when she asks for our help putting the amber back together. But there's one problem. You see, the amber is missing its ship mind, rendering the ship immobile. Eventually, we're able to build her a new one out of pieces we either salvage or purchase off the eye. Once the ship is repaired, Ankita needs our help again, this time to exact revenge. She gives you a discount to travel over the Founder's Gap, a passageway that leads you to the other side of the eye. There you find the person who stole the ship mind, Ashton, and he's not alone. This is when we see the only other confirmed sleeper in the game. Ashton stole the ship mind to keep this sleeper alive, though just barely. And when confronted, he admits that he loves them. Ashton pleads with Ankita to let them go, to allow him to take the sleeper and the ship mine it's connected to and leave them in peace. And there's a moment when it seems like she's gonna do just that. Drop the cables attached to the stolen ship mine, lower her gun, and walk away. But then there's a struggle, then a shot, and then another. Then silence. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life, of humanity. They are just another broken object, among other broken objects. This mission, or drive as the game calls them, broke my heart. It was not at all what I expected to happen, and I even played through a second time to see if there's anything you can do to save them. There isn't. That was the moment that Citizen Sleeper went from an interesting little dice game to an intriguingly deep and well-crafted narrative experience. Citizen Sleeper is a game about humanity. It's about love, fear, survival, all the things that make humans human, except you're not. But does having a metal body really make you all that different from the people around you? When I finished my first playthrough of the game, I felt so incredibly accomplished. I'd helped so many people, took down a corrupt member of the Havenage, saved myself from 2 bounty hunters, took over my best friend's bar, and saved the entire eye from the Flux events. How could I not be real? Citizen Sleeper is a game about humanity and what that means in a futuristic, dystopian, interstellar galaxy. Its story, atmosphere, music, and game design all won me over, and I couldn't recommend it more to all of you. And did I mention there's a cat? And what's even better is there's a second one coming out very soon. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up down below and let me know if you've played the game and your thoughts on it as well. I will definitely be picking up the second one when it comes out this month, and I will be doing a second video, obviously, because I loved it so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more gaming related videos, and as always, I can't wait to talk to you all in the next one. Bye!